Hey everyone, today we're going to be talking about a tone crime that is far too common, drunk phaser syndrome. Yeah, that. If you've ever used the phaser effect in TONEX and thought your guitar got sucked into a swirling alien rave, you're not alone. In this video, we're going to fix your drunk phaser, explain what each control actually does, and show you how to dial in phaser tones that add movement and character instead of melting your audience's ears. Phasers create that classic swirling sound, kind of like a chorus or flanger, but they do it in their own unique way. A phaser works by taking your guitar signal and making a copy of it. Then it runs that copy through a special circuit called an all-pass filter. In the case of a phaser, that's a fancy name for a circuit that changes the phase relationship of certain frequencies between your original and copied signals, and when that phase shift is modulated over time, it creates that smooth moving swirl we all love. Before we dive into the controls themselves, let's quickly talk about something important: phaser position. Pre versus post. In TONEX, you can run the phaser either before, or pre, or after, or post, the amp tone model. When used in pre, the phaser feeds into the amp model, which is mono, so the effect will be collapsed to mono as well. When used in post, the phaser sits after the amp model and will remain in stereo. There's no right or wrong here. It really depends on the sound you're after. Pre might feel tighter and more integrated with the amp, while post will give you a wider, more spacious modulation effect. Now let's break down the three controls TONEX gives us in its built-in phaser block. First up, we have the rate control. The rate controls how fast the phase shift is going to cycle. If we set this slow, we're going to get a gentle sweep. If we go faster, we then get that instant spaceship vibe. The depth controls how wide that sweep is going to be and how deep the notches go. Now, the level control might look like just an output control, but in practice, level works more like a mix knob, balancing the dry signal with the phaser effect. So basically, if we turn it down, we just have dry signal, much like not even having the effect on at all. And when we turn it all the way up, obviously, we're going to kind of maximize the mix of the phaser effect into there. So let's just listen to that at three different levels. So now let's actually take a look at how we can use the phaser tastefully. I've set up three TONEX tones for the job. First, I'm going to set up a clean to Edge-of-Breakup, funky Strat style tone with a relatively low rate and sort of middle of the road depth and level. Next, we're going to have kind of an Edge-of-Breakup lead tone with a medium rate, a little bit higher depth, and slightly above center level, just to give these leads a little bit more motion. Next up, we're going to have a classic high-gain swirl type of tone. We're going to have a fairly slow rate, quite a high depth, and the level just a little above center. And you'll also notice that for this example, I have the phaser set to pre, so it is feeding into the amp, which will end up making the modulation mono. This will give you a very classic sound without spinning off into chaos. Phasers can get a bad rap, but when dialed in right, they can add depth, vibe, and motion to your tone. Just remember, fast rate plus deep depth plus wrong level equals drunk spaceship. Don't be that guy, unless you want to be. If this helped undrunk your phaser, hit the like button, subscribe, and I'll see you next time with more tone goodness. To close things out, I'm going to play a short in the mix demo using one of the tones from earlier in the video, just so you can hear how it sits in a real track. And if you want to grab any of the tones you heard in this video, you'll find the links waiting for you down below in the description. Until next time, enjoy the music on the way out.